So, Mr. Alex Myatt, it does seem like your samples are the sort of thing that we are looking for. We are looking for an email copywriter. You have definitely shown in your samples that you have the capacity to write an email. We haven't really discussed compensation yet. Do you have a general ballpark or sense of what your normal fees are?
Let's just call it 20K. 20K seems like, I don't mind taking a bit of a cut on this one on my usual rate. So 20K, I'm here. I'm, going to the beach. I got my laptop ready. Let's do it. All right.
20K per year? Okay, that sounds perfectly
Whoa, whoa,
reasonable.
whoa, whoa, whoa. No, 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 no. Whoa. 20K for the project, right? The first project. And then right? That's the whole, you know, right for your audience. Pay me 20K.
Have you ever worked a job in your life before?
Uh, mo- money, cash money and, m-
Uh, don't call us. We'll call you. Now, you don't want to be like poor American accent Alex, getting fired from gigs because your expectations were a little too lofty. Perhaps you're still at the point of your copywriting career where you should be focusing on getting your foot into the door, that sort of thing. But that leaves a very big question, which is how do copywriters earn the big bucks? Where does the money come from? Does it manifest magically in your bank account, deposited there by fairies or perhaps the Fed? In this video, we are actually going to show you the different ways that copywriters can get paid big bucks. And I will give you a quick hint. It has nothing to do with a typical 9 to 5 wage or salary.
So the first way you can make a whole lot of money as a copywriter is by working really, really hard. Psych! You think you can make a lot of money by working hard? No, no one makes money by working hard. You make real money as a copywriter by getting paid extra to do the job you are already doing. Bonuses basically are bonus money that you get as part of your contract for doing certain things. One common way that bonuses are implemented are like, hey, you do a really good job on this campaign. We really liked working with you. Let's say they want to sell 1,000 widgets, and for every extra 100 widgets you sell, they give you a little bit of extra money. That money isn't necessarily tied to how much money they're making, but just because your copy did so well, they're going to give you bonus money. Bonuses are also sometimes called incentives, and they can be tied to things like, hey, did you submit your copy on time? Typically, they just require that you do a good job.
The next model is the revenue share model. In this model, it is really a partnership between you and your client, during which you guys agree to split a portion of the revenue that's brought in from a campaign or an effort or whatever the scope of your work may be. As opposed to just going on a straight flat fee or a straight retainer, you have a much higher earning potential. Going into this model, you as the copywriter are going to receive a preset, pre-agreed upon percentage for every sale that you generate from your copy.
You ever get paid a check this big? I'm going to bet $105,000 that you haven't. This check was for work that I had finished a year before. I had already been paid for that work, and I got paid for that work again and again and again. That is the advantage when you get royalties or residuals on the copy that you actually write. Now, listen, not everybody and their mother is going to be able to get a nice fat little royalty check. And there are certainly types of content where it just makes no sense to get paid a royalty check or to even ask for a royalty check. If you honest to God think you're going to get a royalty for your SEO blog, you're going to have a really, really rough life. The key to getting good and big royalties is to be at the point that is closest to the sale. If a business wants to pay you royalties or wants to incentivize you based on the performance of your copy, well, it's going to be hard for the business owner to keep track of, every email or every blog or every single person that wrote a different thing and then make sure that they get paid a cut of net sales or profit or what have you. That's why if you want to actually negotiate and get royalties and get residuals, you want to make sure that you're writing the kind of copy that makes the most sense to get paid royalties on. Usually that involves landing pages, sales letters, VSLs, anything where you can have some sort of trackable link that just keeps tabs on who wrote the thing and how much they should get paid based on how many sales that particular link generated. Now, the difference between a royalty agreement and a rev share agreement is that with a rev share agreement, the expectation is that you're going to keep working for the same company. But with a royalty agreement, that's more conducive to like people who either want to work in-house or as a freelancer. And so what can actually happen is that you end up writing a bunch of sales packages or a bunch of landing pages for a number of different companies. And then all of a sudden you can have royalties coming in from each of these companies every single month, month after month. And in fact, that's where the bulk of my own personal money comes from. It comes from work that I did a while ago that I still get to coast on because I'm not actually a good copywriter anymore. I just live off of the work that I used to do.
The money value of a property or of an interest in a property in excess of claims or liens against it. I don't know what any of that means. All I know is that I own some businesses, baby. Oh, that was so horrible to say. But for serious, equity is pretty cool and in my opinion, probably the best and most kind of satisfying thing you can have as a copywriter. For all intents and purposes, it just means that when the company makes money, I make money. When the company's doing good, I'm doing good. I'm a shareholder. But how do you become a shareholder in a business? How do you earn equity? So the prerequisite for this usually is you have to have been either part of a business for a while and they have to like you, or you come into a business at the startup phase, i.e. you are the first copywriter they have, you're part of the beginning team, and they want other people involved in the business from the get-go. So you become a shareholder. But the best time to become a shareholder is when you are part of a business that is doing really, really well, and they really love what you're doing for them because you've helped them grow. So then they say, hey, why not own some shares? And that, my friend, is when you can get kind of rich. Now, with all the other ways that copywriters make money, they're all dependent on your skills and you continuing to be pretty good at what you do. The great thing about equity is when you have those shares, they're yours. And if the business does well, then you are going to do well no matter what you're doing.
So how do we want to go out on this?
I would say like just to do an outro in the same sort of fashion that you guys do an intro. So you're like, so there you have it. We listed out 4 tips, blah, blah, blah. And you could say like what they are. And then just like a quick plug, like if you like what we do, subscribe, tune into Patreon, and we'll see you next time. You know, just super quick, super snappy. It doesn't have to be anything more than that.
Or we could just use what Noah just said.
Yeah,
And we're already done.
there you go. Yeah.
I'm
All right.
glad I'm not the only person who
It's
thought
in the
that.
can.
Great.